Hello, Twin Minds here, and today I'll be judging Factory Town by the cover. This is an early access resource management game that looks a lot like Factorio set back in medieval times. This was recommended to me due to my significant time spent in Factorio, so let's dive right into playing with wooden conveyor belts. And we are right into it. First things first, I do greatly enjoy the musical style. It's very upbeat and delightful sounding, and the graphical style also is very nicely stylized. I like it. It's kind of like a polygon plus hand painted kind of style. So let's go ahead and start campaign. Now I did already attempt to record this and failed miserably, but let's go ahead and do that tutorial and see how this game treats you. Nice little dizzying pan at the start there. Level 1. A few settlers have founded a small village in the wilderness. Help it grow into a larger town by gathering resources, crafting useful goods, and building houses. To build and expand your town, you'll need to collect lots of resources. First, start by gathering wood. Left-click a person. You, sir. Tree. Base. They will do their little gathering routine and then bring it over to the base. Done and done. Now it wants me to get 15 wood, so let's set another guy on that task. And there's our 15. Alright. You can right click and rotate the camera so you can see a little bit of the land around us here. And then middle mouse to pan, etc. Houses increase your population limit, allowing you to create more workers and buildings. Open the build menu with B. Build a house. Sure thing. Houses increased your population limit. Now you can build more workers to harvest and deliver goods. Open build, select workers, and build a worker. Great. 2 new workers. Coins are necessary to grow and run your town. Earn them by supplying houses with goods. Left click to select a worker. Right click on grain, fruit, or veggie. So we're going to do potatoes here. And then house. Okay. It's going to pluck potatoes out of the ground and deliver them to houses, and we get coins. Hooray! Workers move much faster on paths. Open the build menu and select path. Select footpath. Click or drag to draw paths on worker routes. So we'll do a little bit of path there. That seems to help them out a little bit. Good man. Alright. Lumber mills turn wood into planks, which you will need for many buildings and upgrades. Gather 5 stone, so we'll need a dude working stone. Open the build menu, buildings, lumber mill. I already have 5 stones, so that's a great start. Okay. Production buildings often have multiple recipes, and you can choose which ones are active. Select the lumber mill. Now, I did get a little bit confused about this last time. Sometimes you can click on this button to immediately go into recipes. Sometimes you can't, and instead you have to go down here to select recipe. So we'll select planks. Bring enough wood to your lumber mill to craft a plank. So I'm actually going to take these 2 and have them wood lumber mill. Probably need some wood going into the base, but I don't know for sure. In fact, I do need wood for base houses, but not for anything past that, I believe. So, oops, I need to click on a dude. There we go. Click on a dude, tree, wood. We'll have one guy doing wood, one guy doing planks. All right. bring the plank from the lumber mill to your base and add it to your inventory. Left click on Worker Man. Hover over the lumber mill. Right click on the plank icon. And then right click on your base. Okay, fair enough. Houses can be upgraded to further increase population limit. Select a house and hit the upgrade button. I can do that. Great. Your base can be upgraded to increase the house limit as well as your storage capacity. Select your base and hit the upgrade button when you have enough resources. Alright, so I have the money, I have the stone, I do not have the planks yet. So I gotta wait a little bit for these guys to finish their job. Meanwhile, you are also going to get wood for the lumber mill. And then there's our production happening right down there, and we have a plank. It has been delivered. I can now upgrade the base. Great. More house capacity. So I now have 4 of 8 instead of 4 of 4. I can make the grain mill, food market, and school. Markets will sell items automatically to nearby houses, making it much easier to earn coins. Open the build menu. Build a food market with 10 planks. Apparently I need to wait a little bit for that. Now it says build a market close enough to a house that it creates a connection. Let's see if we can see that connection whenever that's ready. Planks. Anytime now? A little bit of hurry up and wait at the beginning here while we wait for our minimal amount of resources to happen. Now I could, conceivably, up my workers. Sure, let's do 4 and put 2 more on wood to lumber mill. I'll do 1 more on stone. And we have our planks. So let's do that food market. Now it says build the food market so it creates a connection. Now I do see a little halo ring around this food market. So that's great. We'll put you right there. And I can see those houses are highlighted in blue, so that's good. Done. Delivering an item to a market will automatically sell it to connected houses. Bring some grain, fruit, or veggies to the food market. So I have this lovely individual here. Come here. He will switch to potatoes to the food market. Great. And that is just automatically selling it to each house that needs it, whereas before he was having to run to each individual house. So that's handy. Grain mills turn grain into flour, which can be sold for a higher price and is an ingredient in other goods. Build menu, buildings, grain mill. I'll put you right about there. Sure thing. Now you can produce flour and sell it on the market for a lot of coins. Select the grain mill, flour recipe, and then bring enough grain to the flour mill, to the grain mill to produce flour. So you are a free worker, grain mill. Okay. It takes 3 grain to make a flour, which is then happening. Great. And then bring flour to a house or the food market to sell it. So I have this gentleman here waiting outside of the food market. So let's do grain to food market. Great. And that was worth 4. Perfect. So potatoes are garbage, worth 1 each. And, well, technically grain is worth 1 1/3 then, since each grain... 3 grains goes into a single flour to make 4, so a little bit of an increase there. Okay. You can allocate spare workers to existing buildings. This will make them produce their output faster. You can increase or decrease at any time. Select any production building. Hit the plus button on the workers to add a spare worker to the building. Note, set the current worker count to 0 to stop building production entirely. So that is this little number here, which can be adjusted with this number here. I could potentially add another worker to any of these, but I don't need to, so that's fine. A school will let you research many new buildings and useful technologies. Open the build menu. Building school. Sure. School. Great. The lumber mill produces paper. This recipe requires water. You can tell a worker to bring water from a well or place a new lumber mill next to water to automatically supply it. So let's do that. Buildings lumber mill. It has this area of effect green square selection around it, and some of that can go into water. So this supposedly means that we've got water accessibility. Worker. Not enough population. Let's do some fixing of that. Great. So I've upgraded all of my various houses and I have a bunch more people available. So let's give this a worker. Select a recipe. Paper. Great. Now I don't have any spare dudes, so I'm going to make new dudes. Paper required. Paper only requires 1 wood, so let's get 1 worker doing wood. 1 worker moving paper to the school, I think. Bring enough wood and water to produce paper. Sure. The school needs a lot of paper and coins to complete the research. Select the school, hit the research option. Start woodworking. Sure, why not? And with amount of paper as writing supplies, we will eventually, 3 out of 100, learn how to do woodworking. So that's going to take a little bit of time. Let's get more workers on it. What's our output looking like? So we need more delivery. Hey, where'd that worker go? That worker disappeared. Oh well, I can make more workers. Well, let's make more workers. Both of you can deliver paper to the school. You, sir, what are you doing? You know what? Let's make their job a little bit easier with some paths. That was a failure on my part. Okay. You, sir, what are you doing? Nothing? You're not doing anything. Okay. I need more paper delivered, so do that. That path does not appear to be working because they appear to be going this route instead. And I think that is because the school has its input on the front side. So that new path that I just built was worthless. But that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So how are we at? We are at 30 out of 100. So this will take just a little bit more time here. Let's wait for this to go through here. Again, a little bit of hurry up and wait in this process. Let's see if we can't speed that along a little bit. So let's up our housing limit all the way. Let's do... Can't afford more. Okay, let's upgrade. Now these may have been a mistake. Hold on. Nope, they look like they are within the working area. I forgot how big that radius is, so we're good. So we'll finish upgrading each of these. We have 32 available workers now, so let's do some of that. Money! Right, I don't have any of that. Alright, how are we doing with this? We need more delivery capacity. So both of you deliver to the school, please. Meanwhile, I am not gaining money. I don't know exactly what I did to burn through all of my money. School. Right. It costs money for each learning. But that's fine. This is going to stop soon enough here. And 100. So that is the woodworking research. Done and done. Each campaign map has a specific goal. Completing them will unlock the next map. Follow the prompts to open the victory conditions menu or hit the V key. Follow the prompts. Prompts, haha. Menu. Menu. Victory conditions. There we go. Alright, so we need a workshop, a stonemason, and upgrade our base from 2 to 3. Okay? That is the end of the tutorial. Soon you will unlock many new technologies and gadgets to automate and optimize your production chains. Good luck. Alright, so we need to go ahead and work on the masonry. However, I have money and I won't as soon as I turn that on. So I'm going to finish doing things such as more workers. Let's do 5 more workers. And let's do 2 more working grain. Because that's currently 3 uses of this dude to a single flour. So that's going to triple my money production, basically. Now I am noticing that my grain here is starting to dwindle. And they only have 30 something on average for each stalk. So at some point this is going to run out. And I do see more of this away. So that's a thing to consider, is that your resources are finite. I have plenty of apples, 100 plus each, and then 60 something potatoes per. So those are going to last me a little while, but they also don't produce as much. Let's get a dude working on apples just for funsies. Okay, he's got his face up in the apple tree there. I'm curious how much this will make, if it's different than potatoes. 2. Okay, so apples are better than potatoes for collection. Good to know. We also have berries all the way up in this corner. A lonesome carrot. Don't know exactly why we have a lonesome carrot, but that's fine. Now, some of these resources are quite far away, but as it mentioned, we will be getting things like conveyor belts and other ways to speed up and optimize production. So that is definitely the goal of this game. How are we doing with this stuff? Let's go ahead and turn on the masonry production. And that's going to cook pretty quickly because we have... Well, okay, so we had like 10. So we still need more stuff to happen. What are you doing? Ah. He was sitting around waiting to be able to put wood in. So we need more people delivering paper. All of you deliver paper as fast as you possibly can. And just because, let's speed this up a little bit. Now we're up to 195%. It was previously 2 seconds, and I suspect it is now down to just over 1 second. More. Oh, I can only do 5. Okay. That's fine. Let's up this as well to get faster paper production. Look at all those little buggers go. More. Not enough spare population. Okay. I have reached the cap. I do have one more house that I can build. I don't remember why I didn't do that in the first place. So let's do that. Let's build you right. Maybe I can't build that right there because all my workers are using that for transport. Sure. There. And upgrade. Now we can do more, so let's do a little more paper production. This is going to immediately change as soon as I'm done with all of the research, because I don't have anything else to research at the moment. And done. Alright, so I'm going to drop all the workers out of here because I don't need it anymore. Nothing else to research, so the school is now worthless. All of my workers know what they're doing now. However, I do need a workshop, so let's do that. Do you have a front and back? You do. How about workshop right here? And I also need a stonemason, so we'll put you on this side. Okay, so you need to be making stone bricks, you need to be making wooden wheels, and I need spare workers. I have a bunch of workers here. So you guys, you one guy, okay, you're going to bring stone to the stonemason. I need to get better visibility of these guys. You bring planks to the not the lumber mill. Planks. Workshop. There you go. You. Planks. Workshop. You. Stone. Stonemason. You. Bricks back to base. You. Wooden wheels back to base. Okay, I have 3 stone bricks already. Let's crank up the speed on these a little bit. What are you guys doing? Let's get more wood going. Okay, so this guy is currently moving planks from the lumber mill to the base. So let's change him up. Planks straight to workshop. You guys are currently bringing stone to the base, so let's change you up to go straight to the workshop, or to the stonemason. We now have 20 stone bricks and 8 wagon wheels. I only need to upgrade the wooden base, and that requires the 10 that I just got. Perfect. Victory! Sure thing. Let's keep playing just for a little bit here and fiddle around with what's left. Because quite frankly, actually, now that I think about it, there's not much left to do, is there? I could do a well, a crate. What does a crate do? Small storage space. Larger storage space. Okay. So these are the things that I unlocked with the workshop research. Grain mill. General store. Okay, so all these things are fairly good. General store distributes and sells clothing, construction supplies, and other basic goods to nearby houses. So if I have an overage, for example, now that I don't need any more stone or wood wheels, I could make a general store and sell those things. So let's do that, perhaps. Okay. So let's do... So many little dudes running around. Now, I could see this getting really difficult to manage really quick. Because you got to pick a dude that's doing something you don't want him to do anymore. Which means finding the right dude. And then reassigning him to a new thing. So that could potentially get tricky. Now you can multi-select and, you know, get rid of them with the lovely delete button and then redo all of your production chains. But I could see that being very difficult to manage really quickly. But for right now, it's manageable. The next mission may not be so manageable. So let's go ahead and go right into the next one, which I may not be able to do from here because I gave up the option. Worker overview, okay. This is perfect. This is actually what I was looking for, because this lets me find the exact one that I'm looking for. They don't appear to be sorted in any fashion, but that's fine. Okay. Because this also lets you sort them yourself if you want. So if I wanted all of my wood gatherers at the top, I would reassign this guy to wood and this guy to wood and then continue down the chain. So that's an option if you want to micromanage that route. What else do we have? We have a shared inventory. So this is across all of the various inventory boxes you've got, including your base, barns, crates, etc. So that's nice to be able to see that at a glance. Which is also good because you've got some stuff like paper that doesn't show up at the top here. Oh, you can make it show up at the top there. Okay, that's actually really nice. I like that. Cloth conveyor belts. All right. Okay, so knowing that this menu up here is customizable to whatever you want to see. Okay, I don't know why that needs to be a filter, because you could just do none instead, but whatever. That's handy. We have multiple colors of coins. I would assume that those are the equivalent of something like copper, silver, gold, platinum kind of deal. The standard conversion rates there. I don't know what they are at the moment, but that could be something that comes in the future. We've got production. So you've got all of your standard graphs and whatnot that might be important in the future. Great. We have supply. So we can see that 38% of houses are actively consuming items. And there's various happiness meters related to that. Okay. I'm assuming that all of this will be covered in the tutorial / campaign in the future. And it looks like they're pretty thorough with their teaching. So I'm okay with that. I think that is plenty of an introduction. Obviously, we didn't go into conveyor belts or larger scale production, but you can kind of see how these production chains are managed. And it looks like it's fairly robust, especially digging into all of the various options down below. So that will be it for this episode of By the Cover. This is Factory Town. I would say it is absolutely worth it if you need a Factorio style game and in a completely different flavor. Let me know what you think of this game, either in the comments or in the Discord linked in the description below. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time.